update to that particular development. The original report was that some concerned leaders of the PDP, including former Vice President Atiku Abubakar and former Senate President David Mark, have asked Nigerians to join in helping to unseat President Bola Tinubu in 2027. They made a call in Abuja on Tuesday after a closed-door meeting to discuss the state of the PDP and the country. In a communique issued after the meeting, they called on all PDP members and Nigerians to come together in a broad coalition committed to national unity, democratic principles, security, economic recovery, and a strong fight against corruption. The group also accused the All Progressives Congress, the APC-led federal government, of undermining democracy by using state institutions to weaken the opposition. Others at the meeting were former PDP National Chairman Uche Secondus, former Governor of Jigawa Sule Lamido, former Governor of Niger Babangida Aliyu, former Governor of Ebonyi Sam Egu, former Governor of Sokoto Aminu Tambuwal, and the former Governor of Cross River Leah Limoke. There are lots of formers here. So the update to this is a story that I took at the 5 p.m. news, and that is that the former Governor of Rivers State, Chibuike Amechi, is among other opposition coalition members under the auspices of the ADC, that's the African Democratic Congress, who gathered at the Yaradua Center in Abuja for a meeting today. Others at the meeting are Atiku Abubakar, Peter Obi, Nasir El-Rufai, also David Mark, Rauf Aregbesola. Currently, Rauf was recently appointed as interim national chairman and secretary of the ADC. Several other politicians from the PDP, SDP, and Labour Party are also in attendance. And according to this same report, the national chairman of the ADC, Ralph Nwosu, says the execs of the party under his leadership have decided to resign and support the interim leadership led by David Mark at the unveiling of ADC as the coalition party ahead of 2027. So if we are going by this, that means that ADA is no longer the party of choice, right? I'm guessing they should be breaking, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe it broke today. So they have adopted ADC. Just swap the last A for C. African Democratic Congress. Okay, so that is the development. Now, what the PDP, or these leaders, because it's not just members of the PDP, what they claim they are fighting, right? The way they put it, it's what any reasonable contender should say. Why do they want the APC out? It's for a couple of reasons. Because they are committed to national unity, democratic principles, security, economic recovery, and a strong fight against corruption. Everyone who has run for president has given a variation of this speech. Why do you want to be president? Well, because we want to improve the economy, the welfare of Nigerians, the protection of lives and property. You know, Nigeria is a multi-ethnic, it's a diverse society, so we will bring about unity. As far back as whenever, First, Second, Third, and now Fourth Republic, and everybody who has wanted to lead Nigeria has given a variation of national unity, democratic principles, security, economic recovery, and the fight against corruption. Why do you want to remove the government that is in power? Oh, they have threatened democracy. They are undemocratic. The impunity, the tyranny. That's always what it is. But this coalition is now asking Nigerians to partner with them to unseat the president and the APC-led government. My first question is, for Nigerians who are willing to unseat the president, right? Those who might be dissatisfied with the government of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, those who feel that he does not deserve a second term, would you want to do it in collaboration with this coalition, or would you rather do it with another party? Because while this coalition wants to unseat, Labour Party also wants to unseat. We don't know. Peter Obi is a part of this meeting, but I don't know what will come out of it. All the other parties that may not be a part of this movement are also looking to unseat because they also want to run for that office. So my question is, again, I want to make this question clear so that there's an understanding before there's a response. If you are dissatisfied with the government of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, right? Which means that if you are satisfied with his government, this question is not for you. Will you want to unseat that government in collaboration with this coalition, or would you be looking in the direction of another party? That is the question. 0817 923 0002. 0817 923 0003. WhatsApp is 080 903 06416. Please turn off your radio as you call. Hello.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening. What's your name?
I'm Simple Justice calling from Ahoda.
All right, go ahead.
Personally, I wouldn't like to unseat this present government.
Then the question is not for you, sir. It's not for you.
I would.
Thank you. I'm going to repeat the question. The question is not, do you want to unseat the APC-led government? If you don't want to, there's no problem. If you are in the mood to unseat this government, if you believe that you are going to vote against this government, if you are not okay with the plans and policies of this government, will you want to go about that in collaboration with this coalition, or would you be looking in the direction of another party? That is the question. Hello? Hello?
Good evening, Mr. Tan.
Good evening. What's your name?
Obed Chima is my name. I'm calling from Port Harcourt.
Go ahead, Obed.
Yes, Mr. Tan, I will embrace the coalition. Yes, to unseat the current administration.
Okay.
And I think I don't have a choice, right?
Well, there are other parties. There are lots of parties. You do have a choice. There are choices.
I am not seeing a serious one. That's what I'm saying. The party who hoped upon the PDP, who was the main opposition, they are nowhere to be found.
Obed.
Yes, I can see.
INEC claims that over 100 parties have indicated interest for registration. So if you wait and you look, you might see one or two that are viable options as well. As you say, there's no choice. You will find a choice.
Mr. Sam.
Yes?
I know I said I will embrace the current coalition.
Okay.
Because the coalition is made up of just one party. You understand?
Mm.
So I will embrace it.
Okay.
We are able to suffer enough.
Okay.
We need strong opposition. We need to you that when the time comes. Thank you.
Okay. So Obed is going to join the coalition. Atiku, please take note. You have one man right here in Port Harcourt. Hello?
Sam, Jude Ubani.
All right, Jude. Good evening.
Sam, for me,
Jude, are you there?
coalition will be a stronger basis to fight APC.
Okay.
One party like it's been, it cannot be strong enough to fight the ruling party. So the coalition for me will be strong or stronger enough to fight the federal government of APC.
So are you supporting the coalition?
But I think the coalition will be a stronger one.
Okay. Thank you very much, Jude. Let's see. Do we have comments? Of course we do. I would not embrace the coalition. They are all from previous political parties that failed Nigeria. No difference. Interesting. We are live on Facebook, I believe. I'm going to look that up just to be certain. But while that's happening, there are calls to take. Hello, good evening. Oh my. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Oracle.
Good evening. What's your name?
Yeah, this is Dede.
Dede, please go ahead.
All right. For me,
I will throw the line of coalition.
Why?
Reasons being that there are many political bigwigs there who came from different political parties.
Okay.
And I think they have enough followers, just like APC did, for them to unseat PDP again. So I think following the coalition will give me I will join them. This government that have entered since then, there is nothing good. Tinubu, the one person is telling us to vote for it. Me, I will not vote Tinubu for 2027 because it's like they are promoting personalities more than institutions. The Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is under a very big threat. Where you are talking about peace settlement against the Constitution. Okay, she has declared the state of emergency. Why is there you're broken to peace? Which peace? Against the Constitution, where the judiciary, that is the Supreme Court, has given their own judgment. Then at the end of the day, we are falling back to one man as our president that will never leave office or that will leave office. No king lasts forever. So I believe that he will just see that. He is the petroleum minister. As he talk to Nigeria one day, every day they are increasing fuel. Tariff of life is going on. There is nothing that we are enjoying. Bag of rice, the way it is, that is how it is. And somebody is telling me that all those subsidy, how is it affecting us? The common man.
All right.
How is it affecting us?
Thank you very much. Daniel calls from Imogate. Hello, Daniel. Good evening.
Good evening, Samarako Chinedu.
Good evening.
Chinke Daniel Imogate Ozako.
Go ahead.
And the subject matter, my brother. It is a welcome development. The fear of ADC is the beginning of wisdom for APC. Yes, the main opposition, the umbrella party, has gone beyond repair because they think they understand every political interest by standing in PDP to destroy the party. So I think this ADC now, let me tell you, my brother Sam, you see, many of the defectors, why they are defecting to APP is so that immediately after casting their vote, the next thing will be go to court. So many of them, you will see, fear has gripped many of them now. It is a very, very welcome development. And let us watch what is going to happen in 2027. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much, Daniel. Let's see. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, good evening.
Mr. Rock, you didn't announce my name. It's Chima Dike.
Oh,
I was
okay.
wondering.
Chima, hi. Go ahead.
Mr. Oracle, first of all, I will start on protesting because you telling us that if we are for the present government that we shouldn't talk. It's not fair. This is democracy. Whether we are
Chima.
for or we are for against,
Chima.
you have to...
Hello, Chima.
Yes, sir.
I need you to listen to me very carefully. The
Okay,
question is directed towards getting a particular kind of answer. I have told you particularly, I have no problem with whatever you support as long as you don't break the law. If you have an answer tailored to the question, please provide the answer. If you do not have the answer, please keep those thoughts to yourself.
If the answer that you are bringing now is affecting us in the public and more than 1,000 persons or 2 million persons listening to your radio, how would they not be convinced that the ones that are giving that answer that the government of there has said?
Well, I'm happy for you and them, but the question is tailored for those that have the answer. I will have no business in a women's meeting, and I would not shout and say it is segregation because I have no business there. So the question, are you aligning with the coalition to unseat this government? Yes or no?
I'm not aligning with them now. You know I'm not aligning.
All right, thank you very much, Chima. I have a break coming up now. After that, we talk.
that. Why?
Welcome back. It's still Hard Facts, 92.3 Nigeria Info. Some concerned leaders of the PDP, including former Vice President Atiku, David Mark, and many others, I can't read all of those names now, have asked Nigerians to join in help unseating the president. They made the call in Abuja on Tuesday. So they're asking Nigerians to join them. Of course, it's a plea, so you can decide to or not to. Now, my question is, if you are to respond to this call, if you are dissatisfied with the president or the government of the APC, would you want to do it in alignment with this coalition or possibly another party? Now, remember, like I said earlier, not everyone is dissatisfied with this government, and that's okay. 0817-923-0002. 0817-923-0003. I would not embrace the coalition. They are all from the same previous political party that failed Nigerians. No difference, okay? Good evening, Sam. The president needs to leave Aso Rock for this country to experience a breath of fresh air. But believe me, the people gathering to achieve are not better than Tinubu. They are the same, tested before and failed, in my opinion. I can only join the coalition if I see different names, not Amechi, Atiku, Obi, or Mark. Independent candidacy is the only way out of this mess, David says. Okay. Sam, the face of every bird is the same because they all have beaks to pick things to eat. But the only distinct bird is the owl. It has a flat face. I will not collaborate with this crop of politicians to unseat the president because they are all the same and power hungry. But I want the president off the seat. Clinton, Mr. Fresh, says. Anything to remove this administration is a welcome development. I support the coalition with my full chest. The coalition will attract Nigerians to remove APC. John from Port Harcourt. John, I think that is a flawed way of thinking. And the reason why I think so is a lot of times Nigerians try to vote out instead of voting in. Right? Which means when you are tired of a particular government, what people say is, anything but this, let him just go out first. Anybody can come in. And then when the next person comes in, of course, as Nigerians do, they complain. So, think of who you're trying to get in or who you want to stay rather than who you want to get out. Again, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying that it kind of helps. Good evening, Sam. I go the line of the coalition. The reason being the APC is not practicing constitutional democracy, always implementing illegality in the country. Okay. Chinedu, ADC is a political airline that is doomed to crash because the occupants of the cockpits are misguided pilots. To the extent I cannot join such a political crew that would be ill-fated, Damsey says. Okay. That's the worst coalition party will be better. Okay, no. I'm not reading that from the beginning. Good evening, Sam. There is fear in President Tinubu-led APC group because of this coalition. I will support any coalition against APC because however bad those who are forming the coalition, the collabo of President Tinubu and the FCT minister is worse. I wish they succeed. That's from Lady V. Are you certain? The worst coalition party will be better than the president. Lady V, I honestly doubt that. One thing that we have learned is that things can always get worse, no matter how bad you think it is. Right? Life has a way of teaching you that. I would not embrace the coalition. They are all from the previous political parties that failed Nigeria. No difference. That's from Wegas. Okay. Let's take calls. 0817-923-0002. 0817-923-0003. We have a few minutes left on the clock. WhatsApp is 080-903-06416. God's Power Samuel on Facebook says they should hurry up and retire that man. His style of leadership will affect us. Okay. God's Power calls from HA. Hello, God's Power.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Like question he asked, let me tell you, if they like, they combine, collaborate, say all the 29 or 300 parties in Nigeria form one, they will not unseat Tinubu. Yes. It don't happen. You know why Jonathan, they did that, Jonathan was afraid. He wanted to leave office. Not that he really wants to stay. If not, they wouldn't have.
Okay.
This time, it was not Jonathan. And the Northerners sat down and said it must be for them, and it went for them. That SARS will not take more than them. There are things that make things to be possible. But this one, Tinubu has made all his strategy. After all, the governors of PDP and this PDP and other parties are decamping to it because they said they are for Tinubu. So coalition or no coalition, they will not make an impact and they will not win. Thank you, God bless you. And when God bless you.
All right, Gospel does not think that they can do anything regardless of the strength of the opposition. Omolayo from Aba. Hello, Omolayo.
Yeah, good evening, Oga.
Good evening. Are you a first-time caller?
Yes.
Oh, that's amazing. Thank you for calling. Please go ahead.
Yes, I'm listening to you from Aba.
Okay, go ahead, please.
Yes. No matter the coalition, if there's not anything electoral reform, there's nothing will work.
Okay.
And secondly, we call our South. Me, I'm from South. Because South, Southeast, Southwest, it doesn't mean anything. No matter the place the person comes from. So far, the person will do better than this government.
Okay.
So without electoral reform, we're just going there, play, and come back. The man will sit there.
All right.
That's electoral reform.
All right, thank you very much, Omolayo. Oh, you do make a point. Yes. Electoral reforms necessary. Peter calls from Ahoda. Hello, Peter.
Yes, Sammy, good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, I'm Peter Gad, calling from Ahoda.
Go ahead.
In as much as I won't like this present administration to continue, but I will not join the coalition.
Okay. Why is that?
Especially this David Mark. We know his past. We know his pedigree. I will never support any party formed by David Mark and those past XXXX things. No. I will not be party of
Peter, what did David Mark do to you, my brother?
We will not achieve. Yes.
What did David Mark do to you?
Former Senate President.
Yes.
Just go back and study what he has done before. David Mark is not an ideal leader. He can't bring anything good on the table.
Okay.
He can't. I don't know. He can't. That's my stake.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Peter. Peter says David Mark in particular, if you can just remove him from there. He said with other leaders as well. Hart calls from Ozuaba. Hello, Hart.
Yeah.
Good evening.
Okay. It's unfortunate that these coalition people, they are trying to lay a wrong foundation, thinking that because it happened in 2015, it will still repeat itself. These are the same people who left their different parties, and now, for one reason of aggrieved or one biased mindset, they decide to come together. And the question is, how many states are they going to control? Virtually, when you know that the APC is a little bit romancing with the PDP through the influence of the FCT minister. So how do they think they can rescue power? So I think it's just exercise in futility. They can't succeed.
Okay.
Because
Thank
as
you.
it stands now, APC controls virtually most of the states. And PDP, the few states controlled by PDP, they still have problem with some of the governors are also in support of the FCT minister. So where do they have their stand from grassroots mobilization?
Okay. Thank you very much, Hart. Let's go to WhatsApp. Good evening, Sam. I'll go with them because I think they will be better than Tinubu. That's from Samea. I and associates will not join coalition because it's the same people that brought this hardship to Nigeria that are in the coalition. Hence, I would rather support the present government than the so-called coalition. Christian Williams from HA says. Let's see. Let's go back to Facebook. Richard Tams Adiembo says, Richard, I'm not going to read your message. No, I'm not. Wachuku Kennedy. Whether coalition or no coalition, I don't think if any party can unseat the president. Okay, I see those forming coalition as a waste of time because without our electoral and judicial handlers being rejigged, any other thing remains an effort in futility. Ami for Ernest says coalition can only work if INEC allows electronic results transmission. Okay. Back to the phone line 0817-923-0002. Lawson calls from Ada George. Let's hear from Lawson. Hello, Lawson. Good evening.
Good evening, Sam.
Good evening.
Yes. For this coalition, I think in life it's necessary that before you present yourself or before you are employed anywhere, they look at your CV and then they look at the antecedents.
Okay.
When it comes to politicians, it is the antecedent that speaks volume for you.
Yeah.
So, for me, I think this whole person that are bringing this coalition, they should first of all give us account of the first coalition that they took us to. What better? How did it better Nigeria? That you want to say, okay, to the level we desire, it has come down. So we need another maybe level. You haven't given there's no report card from them. From Goodluck to Mohammed Buhari, what in way did they get in the Nigerian policy? We all know what we suffered under Buhari, and this is an extension of it, so to say. But I bet you, if Buhari had done better, perhaps it would have been easier for Tinubu. Then they can now say, okay, this is really our plan, but we failed. Like when Buhari came into power, if you recall it, PDP came out to say, dear Nigerians, we are sorry, we failed. So this person should first of all tell us that we have failed in the first coalition. Okay, give us a second chance. They have not even apologized to us for where they took us to. They want to take us to another level of suffering. My dear, these persons, if we follow them, we will get deeper in the problem that we are. So they should just leave us alone, please.
Okay. Thank you very much, Lawson. Ifeanyi calls from Monelga. Hello, Ifeanyi.
Okay, good evening to you, Oracle.
Good evening.
Yes, my brother.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
So, okay, thank you very much. So my take on the matter is very simple. As a young Nigerian under 35 years, I have completely lost interest in the democratic structure of this nation. Sam, it is a far cry that you are talking about us voting anybody again. Did you see the shenanigans that played out at the administration of Buhari and Tinubu? What democratic state on the earth can handle such an impunity? And we are back here, Sam, talking about ADC, APC, PDP. Look at the rubbish Tinubu's government has made of the People's Democratic Party. The major opposition that could have single-handedly guaranteed their exit. Look at what Mr. Wike and the president has done to PDP. The PDP is now like a crying baby with factions warring up and down. It shows you that they are under siege. Political shelling is going on. So as a youth in this nation, I feel completely devastated and unfortunate to talk about our electoral system. Let's not even go there. Look at what Mahmoud Yakubu and INEC did. Sir, please, let's just let sleeping dogs lie.
Okay, if I
don't push us to speak.
I want to ask you a question, right?
All right, sir.
Now, I understand your frustration. Why? Because I'm Nigerian.
Yeah.
But do you think that getting away from the process completely will solve the problem, right? While all the problems that you listed are valid, your concerns are legit, will ignoring the system completely make any change, or getting involved completely despite the dysfunction? Which do you think gives a better shot at fixing the problem?
Thank you very much for your question. I do think that involvement is still crucial.
Okay.
But if you understood what I was trying to say, I was trying to help you understand that I'm completely so frustrated that I feel even us trying to even look at what INEC did now. Nigerians voted Peter Obi, for God's sake. It was clear. Even a ghost could see it. But they won't let the man be, because Tinubu's government was supposed to be a continuation of Buhari's government, as we can now clearly see. So there's no point of trying, but for for democracy's sake, we can't keep going on. Thank you, my brother. That's my take.
Well, thank you, Fine. Your frustration is valid, like I said. Yes, indeed, it is understandable. But you have to do something if you really want something different. You can't do the same thing and expect a different result. Those who are smart have defined that as insanity. Clinton calls from Bori. Hello, Clinton. Oh, my. Okay, Clinton was supposed to be my final call. So let's see. Messages waiting to be taken. Coalition can only work if INEC allows electronic result transmission, Ami for Ernest says, and he shared that sentiment on Facebook as well. Uncle Sam, either realignment or coalition, they are from the same old wine. The most important thing is to deliver the dividend of democracy to the people. They can also advise President Tinubu in a sane country. America, Monday, JP from Okata Kingdom in Ekpeland. Melody from Uniport says, Tinubu is only perceived too strong because he has been doing battle with politicians who have conscience. If he encounters dirty players, he would bow. Although I don't believe in the coalition.
You no longer have...
Apologies for that. Because of the personalities involved, I know that a coalition that is ready to play dirty can defeat the president. Okay. The coalition will definitely remove the president out of office. The presence of Obi can make the difference, Fidelis says. The success of the coalition, he goes on to say, will depend on the INEC chairman. And finally, coalition or permutating coalition, they cannot unseat the president. They should wait until 2031. Okay. Well, we wait, we watch, but most importantly, we participate in the business of deciding your future. You are a stakeholder. Matter of fact, you're the most important stakeholder. And it's not very easy to advertise a bad product. Right? Think about it. Imagine that you turned on your television or you were listening to radio and there was a commercial for, let's say, the Nigeria Police Force. Everything they say would sound funny because you know the experience that you've had. So advertising an electoral system in Nigeria is a difficult ask. It's a tough job because Nigerians have too many accounts, too many stories, too many everything that is suggestive of a system that has failed, is failing, and is designed to fail. But guess what? That is the only system that can guarantee the result that you're looking for. If we claim that we want to practice a democracy, then an electoral system is what must bring it. The functionality of it is another conversation. So while we're talking electoral reforms, amending the Electoral Act, while you're doing all of that, it is still based on an electoral system. electronic voting, electronic transmission of results, with this one chairman, it is still based on an electoral system. So, what do we do? Once again, like clockwork. Once again, at the risk of sounding like a broken record, get involved in the process. Because if you're not involved, those who decide to get involved will decide your fate. They will not have a different version of Nigeria, maybe a different experience, right? But the policies and plans will affect us just as much. We're all going to buy fuel at the same amount. We'll buy a bag of rice the same amount. Minimum wage will be the same amount. It's going to affect Nigerians basically the same way. So please do not ignore the process. You could be dissatisfied with it, but let that be your motivation to do something about it. Like I said, it's a difficult job. I literally feel like I'm the spokesman for INEC, and that must be a tough job. But it's a job nonetheless, and it's a job that needs to be done. And speaking about a commercial, the Nigeria Police Force, please reach out. I feel like doing an advert for you guys. It's going to be some poetic lines, because only philosophy can sell a good police force, but we'll try. Thank you for listening. The major news comes up at 6. After that, it's open season. Stay with us.